to talk about public art. Is public art beneficial? Is it something that would help us out here in Mesquite? Is it something we want to improve upon in our city? Or is it just a frill? There are a lot of points of views on this. This morning, Barbara Ellisted started a poll on Mesquite Citizen asking, what do you think about public art? Are you in favor of it or are you against it? And she had a counterpoint argument in her column done by Terry Donnelly and Mike Young. So I hope that you'll read those opinions. And we have our Mayor, Mark Weir, Patrick Gaffey from Clark County Parks and Rec, Vicki Walter, our President and CEO of the Mesquite Chamber of Commerce, and Ellen Bell. I think all of you know Ellen. He's got a lot of titles. At this point, he is a member of Merchant Valley Artists Association Board, and he also has a lot of other input on public affairs here in Mesquite, having been a city employee for many, many years, and a general supporter of the arts as well. Vicki, shall we start with you? Did you see any public art there that you think might be worthwhile for Mesquite to try to emulate, other than Mount Rushmore, perhaps?
I did. I saw several of the sculptures that. Okay. I saw several of the sculptures that I would like to see more of in Mesquite. I think it adds a lot of character.
Patrick, you have a lot to say on public art because you're very involved in Las Vegas and with Clark County. What are some of the successful pieces of public art that you have seen installed in the Las Vegas Valley?
Successful. It's going to have to define that to start with. But we've done a lot of pieces that people just really liked. You may know that we're in the process of starting a public art fund with a Percent for the Arts program for the first time. And actually, during the 80s, I was director of the Allied Arts Council of Southern Nevada. And at that time, I was appointed to the City of Las Vegas Arts Commission, which I've been trying to remember how it was funded back in those days. I think it just had some line items given to it. And our charge was to oversee the creation of some public art in Las Vegas. We actually spent the first 3 years doing nothing but trying to educate ourselves on public art. I didn't know anything about the public art movement at the time. And we found out about how much public art has changed. It used to be that if you thought about public art, you thought about a man on horseback in a park, looking off into the distance with a noble air about him. Now, public art can be just about anything, which was brought home to me when I was in Seattle and saw a wonderful piece by the artist Jack Mackey, in which at a number of places along the Seattle sidewalks, he made, he took the old dance diagrams that used to be in magazines where you have drawings of a number of footprints and 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have arrows pointing from here to there. So he put those into bronze and set them into the sidewalks. So he had instruction on how to do the tango, the waltz, several of his classic dances. At one bus stop, he made up a dance of his own called the bus stop, which consisted of pacing back and forth. And then at one corner, he installed a dance which he called the politician's two-step. Excuse me, but if you actually tried to do it, you'd get all tangled up. So public art can really be anything. And whereas it always used to have this noble aspect, now it can be funny. And I think that's very important, and you shouldn't insist that all art be noble. I think it should be funny. Art in general really is, the subject of art in general is, what is it to be human? And having a sense of humor is a huge part of being human, and you just can't leave that out. And when it comes to public art, well, we started doing this series of same sort of thing that you did here. You took some of your utility boxes here and had artists paint them. We did that for the first time in 2005, and it happened to be the centennial of the city of Las Vegas. And though we were the county, the city started this project called City of 100 Murals. They wanted to fund 100 murals. And at the same time, we wanted to paint some utility boxes. So we went to them and said, we want to do these utility boxes. Would you consider a cluster of utility boxes by one artist to be to count as a mural, and would you help us fund it? And they said, sure, no problem, even though we were outside of the city. So we added some, we matched the city money with some county money, and we hired 10 artists. The city had already decided that they were going to pay any artist who did a mural $2,250. So that's what we did. And actually, every time we've done the project since then, we've paid the same amount. And we got some tremendous work from some of the finest artists in Southern Nevada. I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm the supervisor of Winchester Cultural Center, which is the county's only cultural center. And this particular piece is across the street, and one of the artists, Shan Michael Evans, did this. It's a utility box with a meter on it, and it has one great big glass projection coming out of it. The meter's inside, and he used that as the eye of this robot. So one eye is way out of proportion to the other. It just makes people laugh when they see it. And then he decided to put a speech balloon on it and have the robot saying the word ZAP, which was the name of the project. We repeated the ZAP project again and again. But we asked him if he minded if we took his lettering and his speech balloon and used it as the logo of the project. And he said that would be great, and we've done that ever since. When we did that project, it was in the Winchester neighborhood, Winchester Township. I had already been working for the county for a long time and had worked on many projects, and I had never seen the kind of reaction that we got to that project. Finally, after it had been completely finished and a little bit of time went by, I came back to my office one day to find a message from a man who said, I just saw a program on the county's Channel 4 about the ZAP project, and I was so glad that at the end of the program it gave a phone number that I could call, so I could finally call up and say thank you to somebody for doing this to my neighborhood. And he just went on and on about how much it meant to him and how much it meant to the neighborhood. You know, when you work for a public body like the county, you don't get these kinds of reactions. Usually people call when they're angry about something. So not only was that really good, but we had one of our co-sponsors was the Friends of Winchester, which is a nonprofit organization that works with us, and the residents live in the neighborhood. And they're all very active people, and they're on a number of boards that belong to various organizations. So throughout the month that we were working on this project, we were all going to public meetings and coming back and saying how excited everybody was. And then they started coming back and saying that they had really noticed people cleaning up their yards, people repainting their fences. They felt that the whole community had kind of undergone a renaissance.